The centre has asked states to offer views on same-sex marriages within 10 days amid the Supreme Court hearing on request to validate it. That's a breaking news story we're tracking currently on NDTV 24/7. Arvind Gunasekar joins us with the latest details. Arvind, what details can you share with us?
Mr. Centre has filed an application in Supreme Court urging the Apex Court to make all the state governments party to this particular case of recognition of same-sex marriage. In fact, Centre has told the Supreme Court that this particular subject is a concurrent subject, so the views of the state should also be taken into consideration before the Supreme Court adjudicate on this particular issue. So that seems to be the first prayer of the centre government. And in alternative, if the Supreme Court refuses to make all the state governments party to this particular matter, because centre is already a party to this matter, and if the Supreme Court refuses to make all the state governments party, in such a case, centre is saying that they should be given some time so that they could finish the consultative process. So what is this consultative process that the centre is pitching before the Supreme Court now? It seems yesterday the centre has written a letter to almost all the state governments asking for their views on this particular subject. That subject is recognition of same-sex marriage. So the centre has written to all the chief secretaries asking for their views, saying that they need to put forth their views, a comprehensive view of all the state governments before the Supreme Court. And that's where they have written a letter to chief secretaries of all the state governments asking for their views within 10 days. So in a way, Parameshwar, the petitioners in this particular case are seeing this as a tactic of the central government to delay the proceedings, because after 10 days, because centre has sought for 10 days time, have given 10 days time to the state governments asking for their views. So if at all, if the centre gets asked for 10 more days before the Supreme Court adjudicate this matter, that means the on a summer vacation. And that's where the petitioners are seeing this as a case of a tactic to delay the entire proceedings by the central government. But whereas centre is saying that because this particular issue is a concurrent subject, centre alone cannot put forth its views. State government should also be allowed to put forth its views. And that's why centre has initiated this consultative process. So two-pronged strategy by the central government. One, they want all the state governments to be made party to the case so the state governments themselves can put forth their views in Supreme Court. If that's not allowed, then the centre is saying that give us some time so that we can go and do a consultative process, we can get the views of the state governments, and then we can put forth a comprehensive view before the Apex Court.
Arvind, but in the event of the Supreme Court refusing to make all states party to the case, what is the centre's expected move?
If Supreme Court refuses to make all the state governments party to this case, then the centre's next option is going for a consultative process, asking for the views of all the state governments, and then making it as a comprehensive report, and then submitting it to the centre, to the Apex Court, so that centre can make submission based on the views of the state government. So that seems to be the strategy of the central government, and that's why precisely yesterday the central government has written a letter to chief secretaries of all the state governments asking them to give their views within 10 days.
As always, Arvind, thank you so much for joining us with the breaking news details.